Welcome back to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being genuinely well-informed. We take the latest articles, research insights, and really boil them down to what you need to know. Today, we're diving into, whoa, a really fascinating piece of technology.
Hmm.
It's quietly changing how high-quality video gets distributed everywhere, from corporate offices to sports bars. Our source is actually a detailed product description, which, surprisingly, gives us a lot to chew on. It lets us peel back the layers on this innovative solution.
Right, and our mission today is, as always, to go a bit deeper than just the specs. We're here to unpack the WolfPack 4K 30Hz PoE HDMI over LAN splitter system. We want to understand not just what it is, but why its features make it such a powerful tool for visual communication today. We'll look at how it really simplifies things that maybe just a few years back felt like huge technical challenges.
Yeah, and along the way, we're going to hit on some genuinely clever stuff, like the real-time iPad video preview.
Hmm.
This feature alone, it totally changes how you manage dynamic content. It's one of the coolest bits we'll dissect today. Shows a level of control that's, well, a big leap forward.
Okay, so let's jump right into the core of it. The name itself, WolfPack 4K 30Hz PoE HDMI over LAN splitter, kind of tells a story, doesn't it? Instead of just listing terms, let's talk about what this combo means.
First up, 4K 30 hertz. Now, everyone knows 4K resolution's super clear picture, but the 30 hertz part, that's important. It's the refresh rate. And it's sort of a sweet spot for a lot of digital signs, info displays, presentations. It balances that crisp, high-res look with a manageable bandwidth load on the network. Makes it really efficient without killing the quality, especially compared to, say, 4K 60 hertz, which honestly can be overkill for static stuff and really taxes your network.
Exactly. It's about finding that right balance.
Then there's PoE, power over Ethernet. This isn't just like convenient, it's a fundamental simplification for setup. It means the receiver units, the ones at the TVs, get power and data over one single network cable. Think about that. Less wiring, fewer power outlets needed right by the screens, cleaner setup overall.
Dramatically cuts down installation complexity and cost too, especially when you're talking about a lot of screens. Running power everywhere can be a nightmare.
Totally. And finally, HDMI over LAN. This is where the real shift happens, I think. Instead of being stuck with HDMI cables that, lose signal pretty fast over distance, this system uses your standard local area network, your existing Ethernet cables.
Right. It basically turns the HDMI signal into network data packets, so it can travel hundreds, maybe thousands of feet using standard CT5e, CT6, whatever you've got.
It's not just about reach, though. It's like treating video like any other network service. That opens up huge possibilities for scaling up, flexibility, things old AV solutions just couldn't do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the basic setup physically, it sounds pretty straightforward for what it does. You've got one HDMI transmitter, the TX unit, takes your source media player, computer, whatever, turns HDMI into network data. Then at each TV, an HDMI receiver, the RX, takes that network data, turns it back into HDMI for the screen.
And connecting them all. A PoE Ethernet switch provides the data path and the power to those receivers. It's a really clean architecture. What's really fascinating, though, is how this network approach just blasts past the limits of old-school HDMI cables, especially distance and scalability. The source mentions sending 4K 30 hertz up to 450 feet on a single C-Ed cable.
450 feet. Compare that to a standard HDMI cable, which starts getting flaky after, 25, maybe 50 feet?
Exactly. And it's not just longer reach. It's reliable transmission over those distances. Uses standard network protocols to keep the signal solid. And it's efficient, too. That's key. It uses H.265 communication protocols.
Ah, H.265, HEVC, right.
That's the one. High-efficiency video coding. It's a game changer because it compresses 4K video incredibly well. So well that it can travel over standard Ethernet with really minimal latency, but still look great.
Yeah.
It's smart about how it compresses, like predicting motion, only sending the changes, not redundant stuff.
Gotcha. So it avoids flooding the network, which older methods might do, especially at 4K.
Precisely. Especially if the network's busy with other things. H.264, the older standard, often struggled with that at 4K. There's maybe a tiny bit more processing needed, sure, but the trade-off for bandwidth efficiency and that massive reach, totally worth it for almost all signage and presentation uses.
That H.265 point really highlights the smarts built into this. Okay, but here's where it gets really cool. Tying back to that real-time iPad video preview we mentioned, think about the usual headache with multiple screens. You've got content, but is it right? Does it look okay before it goes live on, dozens of TVs?
Yeah, the hope for the best approach.
Right. This system lets you see the exact video or picture on your iPad in real time what's playing or queued up before you push it to any TV. It's like a mini control room in your hand. So for you, the listener, imagine managing screens in a shop or a lobby. How does that real-time preview change things?
Well, it's a huge deal. It's not just neat, it gives you massive confidence and makes things run smoother. Imagine pushing out a last-minute sale ad or an urgent company notice without seeing it first. You're flying blind.
Totally. Hope it looks right.
Exactly. With this visual check, you stop errors before they happen. Make sure the message looks exactly right. Less guesswork, instant feedback. But the control goes even deeper. It's incredibly granular.
Yeah.
You're managing displays from your tablet, iPad, Android app, or even a wall touch screen or Windows PC.
So you can do more than just preview.
Oh, yeah. You can turn one specific TV OFF and on-in, just a tap on the tablet. Or, and this is clever, turn all the connected TVs OFF or on at once with a single button. It uses CEC for that.
Consumer electronics control. So the system talks directly to the TVs.
Right. The central system tells the TVs power on or power off via the HDMI connection. No need for juggling 50 remotes. Huge time saver, especially beginning and end of day. And critically, you choose exactly which TV or group of TVs gets which video or picture. You could have one thing in the lobby, something else in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Or just have some screens showing black or their default screensaver. That level of instant, precise control that gives you amazing flexibility.
That real-time preview plus the individual control, that really is transformative. It shows how far AV distribution has come. It used to be so static, didn't it? Now it's dynamic, responsive. What used to need, a specialist fiddling with wires or complex programming now feels like using your phone. It sounds like it puts the power right in the hands of the content managers, not just the AV techs. Much easier to manage day-to-day, react fast.
Definitely. A huge leap in usability.
Okay, so we've got this great granular control for potentially up to 46 TVs from one source. That's solid. But what if you need more? Or what if you need to cover a really big area, like multiple floors, or even different buildings? How does it scale?
Scalability. That's where this network approach really shines. Often overlooked, but super powerful. The source talks about cascadable Ethernet switches. Basically, you're not limited by one switch or one cable run.
So you can link switches together.
Exactly. You chain standard Ethernet switches together, creating a bigger network backbone. And the WolfPack system is smart enough to see it all as one large LAN splitter. It lets you extend the reach massively and add way more displays. The source mentions using it across multiple floors in a building over Cat6.
Okay, that makes sense for a tall building.
And it goes further. You can connect multiple buildings by linking those switches with fiber optic cable.
Wow, okay, across buildings. But do they stay in sync? That seems like a challenge.
That's the crucial part. The source says all the TVs stay in perfect sync with each other. No lag, no staggered video across different screens. Absolutely vital for looking professional, whether it's a stadium or a corporate campus. You need that seamless view.
That perfect sync across potentially huge distances and tons of screens, that's serious engineering. Getting the signal there is one thing. Keeping it perfectly aligned is another. Now, it also mentions VLAN support. For the IT folks listening, what does that mean for putting the system on their existing network?
Right, VLAN support is a really big plus for network managers. It tackles a common worry, putting heavy video traffic onto an existing network. What it means is you can integrate this WolfPack system right into your current LAN without it messing up other stuff. Email, web browsing, file sharing, VoIP calls, you name it.
How does it do that?
VLAN's virtual local area networks let you logically slice up your network. You can create a dedicated virtual highway just for the video traffic, even though it's using the same physical wires and switches. It isolates the high bandwidth HDMI signals, keeps them from causing congestion for other data.
So everything stays running smoothly?
Pretty much. Devices on the same VLAN talk to each other fine, even across different switches. It makes network management way more efficient and secure. For an IT department, it means they can deploy this without building a whole separate physical network. Saves a ton of cost, complexity, maintenance, while still guaranteeing good quality for the video.
That's a super clear explanation. So VLANs let it play nice on a busy network. Smart. Okay, so beyond splitting, previewing, controlling, the system has other tricks up its sleeve, right? It mentions USB and KVM. What's that about and why is it important?
Yes. The USB and KVM feature really elevates it beyond just video distribution. KVM is keyboard video mouse. This system allows KVM control and extension with zero latency using 2 USB ports. So in practice, alongside sending the video, you can also control a remote computer.
So if the video source is a PC...
Exactly. You can use a standard keyboard and mouse at the TV location to operate that PC wherever it is, perfectly in sync with the video you're seeing.
Okay, I can see that being useful. It's like for
Think remote workstations, powerful PC in a server room, users out on the floor. Or interactive kiosks in a mall manage the PC centrally. Control rooms in factories, maybe? Monitor and interact with a process shown on multiple screens without needing a PC at every single display.
Yeah.
And that zero latency bit is crucial. Your mouse clicks,
Mhm.
typing it feels instant, like you're right there.
Wow, okay. So the KVM basically turns the display into an interactive terminal, not just a passive screen. That's a big difference. And it also does scrolling text.
That's right. It supports putting up a background image and then having dynamic scrolling text over it.
Mhm.
Perfect for, constantly updated messages, emergency alerts, special offers in a store, event schedules, welcome messages.
So it's really layering information.
Yeah, these additions, the KVM and the scrolling text, they really push it beyond a simple splitter. It becomes more like a complete digital signage and control platform, much richer, more versatile communication.
And it's modular too, right? You can upgrade to a full matrix switch just by adding more transmitters. So you could route any source to any screen eventually.
Correct. More flexibility down the line.
And customers can choose to build your own or buy pre-configured kits. That's handy, caters to different needs. Looking back at the source, it lists so many places this could be used. Factories, training areas, lunchrooms, schools, malls, sports bars, churches. Basically anywhere needing selective, high-quality video distribution.
It really paints a picture of a world relying more and more on visual info everywhere, which raises a key point for you, the listener. How does this kind of flexible, powerful, integrated system tackle modern communication challenges? Engagement, information sharing. Think about the strategic value. In today's world, being able to quickly, reliably update content across huge areas, all from a simple tablet, that's incredibly powerful. It's about optimizing how info is not just seen, but maybe acted on in complex spaces. It turns static walls into dynamic communication points ready for anything.
What a deep dive today. We've really unpacked this WolfPack 4K 30Hz PoE HDMI over LAN system. We looked at how it uses high-res video, power over Ethernet, and network smarts to send signals reliably over long distances, really changes the game for AV distribution. We got into that awesome real-time iPad video preview and the deep control it enables individual screens, all screens, perfect sync, up to 46 TVs.
Yeah, the control aspect is key.
And we covered its scalability, cascading switches across floors, even buildings, and how VLAN support lets it integrate smoothly and safely into existing IT networks.
Built for the real world, essentially. And maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. Consider how this blend of HD video, robust networking, and simple tablet control isn't just about showing a video. It's really about transforming passive spaces into these dynamic, responsive communication hubs. What used to be a really daunting, expensive technical setup, often needing specialists and custom wiring, now has this elegant, user-friendly solution that works with the IT infrastructure you probably already have. How might this evolution keep shaping how we interact with visual information, not just at work, but everywhere? Public spaces, learning environments, how we consume media. It feels like a fundamental shift in controlling our visual world.
That is a powerful thought to chew on. Really shows the impact of smart technology design. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you feel a bit more well-informed, maybe even inspired by how tech makes our connected lives work. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.